And McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. It is 9 a.m. Hour number 3 underway right here on Jocks. Appreciate you being with us. Still have a lot to get to. I'm going to talk some Auburn sports here with Justin Hokanson, and has covered the Auburn Tigers for a long time. A big day in Auburn today as Lionel Messi on the field warming up, practicing, training yesterday. We'll talk to Justin about that and more. But I want to start with this, Hoke. Just your general thoughts on this Brendan Sorsby situation. I know you're not covering it. I know it's not your expertise, but you're around college sports. You're around college football. Just kind of where we've gone in the last 24 hours. What are your thoughts on sort of what this has been and what this now is?
I'll tell you what, I saw Chris Lowe tweet yesterday. It was like it wasn't too long ago when you took Reggie Bush's Heisman and vacated a national championship for getting a house rent-free. And now a kid literally bet on games, including the teams that he was playing for, and you have injunctions saying he can play. That's pretty wild. I mean, I don't know, like everything that's going on in college sports, it's so much that sometimes you just step back and you go, just tell me when we're done. Like, just let me know when we figured it out. But this one feels different than a lot of the other issues. I don't know. I like even extending the playoff feels like it's kind of a split between who wants to go to 24, 16. Things like that. This is different. I mean, you're talking about a kid gambling on games, including the team he plays for. That's just a step too far. You can say what you want about the NCAA, but that's something that just can't happen. It can't happen, and the kid can't then turn around and play. I don't blame some of these other schools and ADs for saying we're not playing Texas Tech in football, or I don't know about other sports, but football. Like I don't blame them. I mean, gambling it's an issue. It's a problem. It's an addiction, right? So like, if the kid's going to play and he's got a history of gambling on his own team, that's just a problem. I mean, that just can't happen. So I guess it just shows the NCAA just doesn't have much power. But this is an unfortunate one because I think most people would agree that this is not something that can continue.
Justin Hokanson joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline, talking some Auburn sports. There will be sports played inside Jordan-Hare Stadium tonight. Pretty big matchup, Argentina and Iceland, because that means Lionel Messi will be on the field. What does this do big picture for sort of Auburn athletics that people may not fully be aware of?
Well, I think the big thing for Auburn is some of the money that they're going to get, revenue-wise, that'll go into the athletic department. I mean, this day and age, that's what it's all about. That's why you see these concerts popping up, right? These country concerts in stadiums, and of course Auburn will have some of those as well, but all of that is to try to get revenue into the athletic department. Now that you have rev share and things like that, you want to try to build up that rev share and get as much money as you can to alleviate pressure on, your NIL needs, your external NIL needs. So, like, that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's why they're doing it. I mean, is it a great thing for Auburn, the city? Heck yeah. Auburn University, like, it's a historic thing. But as far as the athletic department, it's money, it's revenue that they're going to get in there that'll help all programs. So, I mean, if you're an Auburn fan, that's what you're looking at it, whether you like soccer or not, whatever you think about it. These kind of things, I mean, you've seen Auburn. It's every athletic department's just going to have to get super creative in trying to get events and different things in town to try to create more revenue, whether it's concerts, soccer games, whatever it might be. So I think it's an awesome event anyway. Even if none of it went to the athletic department, it's gonna be sold out Jordan-Hare Stadium for an international soccer game. That's pretty awesome. But then you got the money on top of it that goes into the athletic department, and that's a big deal as well.
It's definitely wild to think about that's going to be happening there tonight inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. Justin Hokanson joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline, talking Auburn. Auburn recruiting seems to be trending up. 4-star corner Chance Gilbert commits yesterday. You had an offensive lineman recently committed as well. We've seen success in traditional high school recruiting. People can have their opinions as to what's that's been attributed to. What would you point to as far as just why Alex Golis and his staff are having the success they're having right now?
Yeah, it's been impressive to me. I mean, I'm not sure what I expected. I think you forget, all the attention goes to Golis, right? And yes, he did spend years at Tennessee, but the last few years are at USF, and so you're wondering what's the transition going to be like back into the SEC. But you forget, this staff, whether it's Cody Burns, whether it's DJ Durkin. And there's a bunch of guys on this staff that have been in the SEC, before. Coleman Hutzler. there's a bunch of dudes who've been in the SEC. So it's a pretty experienced staff, and I think that's showing so far. I'm wildly impressed with their class so far, 11th in the country, who they're beating for kids this early. I mean, they've done a spring with this staff. That's it, a spring camp, and you're in your first summer, and you're landing a top 5 running back in the country. You're beating out Notre Dame and Penn State for an offensive lineman in Delaware. You just beat out Texas for offensive lineman. I mean, if you go look through their commits and look at some of the offers for a lot of these kids, you've got McNeil from down in Mobile with big-time offers. You just beat Georgia yesterday for a Georgia safety, a top 100 player in the country. Like, go look at some of the offers that these kids got. They're not just easing their way in to this first recruiting class. I mean, they are getting after it. I think they're at 14 commits. They'll probably take, I would think, at least another 10, 12 more. I mean, I think it'll be a decent class because their whole goal is going to be trying to grow these high school class and trying to build real relationships. I mean, Golish has sort of said that. I mean, it's not dissimilar in how Hugh Freeze wanted to approach it, in that you want to try to build relationships and create loyalty so you're not turning over a bunch. I do think that's what ultimately needs to happen. I think the difference was the previous staff was throwing a ton of money out at these high school kids, and clearly what you saw last year with all the kids that left was some breakdown in a true relationship. I mean, number one, Auburn wasn't winning, but number two, if it becomes all about the money, you're going to see what happened last year where kids just bolt. So this staff, I think, from the second they got in, they know they have got to do their best to build true relationships, try to be upfront and honest with parents and things like that, and then let the chips fall where they may, because in the off season, if it's just about money, you're just going to lose kids, and you're going to constantly be looking over your shoulder and playing that game. And this staff just doesn't want to do that. So I think they're off to an unbelievable start. And of course, like, the next big test from a recruiting standpoint will be next off season and what the retention looks like. But so far, I mean, you see them going after offensive linemen. That's been a problem for Auburn for years, right? Like, I don't know the last time they had a really, really good offensive lineman. So you see they're trying to address that. But that's the thing that stood out to me, is not just the commits, but even look around where Auburn's in the top 4, and you're like, a kid's top 4, and it's like Auburn and LSU and Florida and Georgia. And I mean, they're just in it. They're in the mix with some elite schools right away. And that surprised me a little bit. It's impressive.
So would you say it's fair to label this new staff as a little bit more responsible with roster management and funds available to the roster?
They're definitely trying. I mean, that was like right away when they came in. I talked to these guys, I mean, within a month of them coming in, and I talked to some people on the new staff about literally that. And it was like, what, and kind of got their impression of sort of, they kind of diagnosed what happened. They diagnosed the roster, and their big takeaway was that they were just over leveraged with the previous roster. There was a ton of talent, but man, there were a bunch of guys that weren't playing yet, that weren't contributing much, that were getting paid too much. They just thought the whole thing was over leveraged, and you can't build that way. You know, if you turn around and try to retain everybody that was there at what you're already committing to them resource-wise, it was going to be hard to go build on that. And so they thought they needed to completely reevaluate where they were at. That's why you had so many guys leave. I mean, certainly a coaching change, and you know, the program had a couple of bad seasons. Like, I don't blame Cam Coleman for going to Texas. Probably nobody does. But they just thought in general the whole thing was over leveraged. So they tried to take a step back and reevaluate the whole thing and bring some of these commitments and bring some of the money back down a little bit. Because you can't have dead money. Like, it's one thing for a starter, but you can't have a 4-star freshman that's not playing, and now he's a sophomore and he played a little bit and he's getting $500,000. Like, that's crazy. It's just dead money sitting out there, and this guy's not really contributing to win. So I think they just tried to reevaluate the whole thing and take a different approach to it. Now we'll see, right? Like, they'll land this class, and then we'll see where they're at going into next off season, what they have portal-wise, and we'll see what their strategy. Like, we'll see if it works. We need a proof of concept, but for sure their goal is to bring a little bit more reality to it, so they're not facing massive turnover and trying to appease all these kids with money. They're trying to build some real relationships, and then if you go win, that will help take care of it too. I mean, these programs that are, whether it's Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, they've just won. So it's a lot easier to retain kids when you're like, listen, we're going to be in the playoff and you're going to go to the NFL, guaranteed. Auburn's got to get back to that as well.
Justin Hokanson joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. We were referencing kind of newcomers and newcomers in different teams earlier in the week, discussing college football. Obviously, Byron Brown's gotten a lot of conversation. Everybody knows who he is, what he's about. Give us another name offensively that you're hearing that your confidence has maybe gained with what they're going to be able to do for this Auburn offense this upcoming season.
Well, as far as a brand new guy, well, I mean, it's easy to look at a couple of the USF receivers, whether it's Keyshawn Singleton. There's certainly high expectations there. That guy was probably, of the group that came over, Byron Brown's probably was the number one guy. Keyshawn might have been the number two guy in terms of guy that they thought they had to have. And so, I mean, I think he has got to be what he was last year, 8 touchdowns, 800 yards. He's got to be that again, because they don't have a ton of depth at receiver unless you're going to try to count on some freshman popping up like Deshaun Spencer from Mobile maybe. But I think Keyshawn Singleton is certainly another newcomer on offense that you're looking at and going, that guy's got to produce. I would also probably point to Bryson Washington from Baylor. I mean, you go out and get that kid. Some schools wanted him, including Tennessee. Really, really productive player. They need a 1-2 punch. It can't all be on Jeremiah Cobb. So I would look at him as well. I would, if you're talking about a newcomer that has to step up, that has to meet the expectations, that's the first two names that would come to mind. Is Keyshawn Singleton has got to be that guy, and Washington, the running back from Baylor, has got to be that guy, because you feel pretty good about Cobb. And so if Washington can be that kind of productive player that he's been at Baylor, that's a really good 1-2 punch at running back. It'd be one of the better. It'd be probably the best 1-2 punch certainly since probably Tank and Jarquez. But those two come to mind on offense. Is like you need them to meet expectations. Otherwise, you might be then looking at much younger players that maybe haven't stepped up yet, and you're relying on them maybe to do something they haven't quite done yet, which could happen. But those two guys have been productive, and they need to be productive again.
Absolutely. Justin Hokanson joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline, talking Auburn sports. Appreciate the time today, man. Always good catching up. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, there you go. Justin Hokanson talking everything from soccer-friendly at Jordan Hare Stadium tonight, recruiting trail, kind of how's wise. Auburn doing some of the things that they're doing in recruiting with the Chance Gilbert commitment yesterday. And then also just kind of offensively where certain things are and maybe some players that we should expect, anticipate to be doing some different things. You can follow Justin on Twitter @_J Hokanson. Find his work at the On3 Network. And there will be a lot of new faces on that Auburn offense. The good news is if you're talking about which receiver, which running back, I don't think it has to be one that you specifically target a guy in all the time. There has been that in that offense, but it also is one that can be different players, different weeks, different games, different matchups. And all of that can change on a week-to-week basis. So leaves a lot on the table to discuss. This Brendan Sorsby situation is something we got to get back to, because still commentary out there that we haven't discussed, reflected on, responded to, that came out yesterday and this morning. We'll do some of that when we come back right here on Jogs. there's so many different tentacles to this, so many different ways to look at it. We may have had one brought up via social media a moment ago that will get us all thinking in a different direction. First, I'll tell you right here, Tuesday, June 9th at 9:17 a.m. about my friends at Royal Automotive. GMC Truck Month rolls on this June at Royal Buick GMC in Vestavia. You want to upgrade to the most capable workhorse that still has room for the family? Stepped up to the plate with a GMC Sierra. Big deals are up to bat this month only, like $14,750 off new 2026 1500 models, or swing for the fences with Sierra 2500 and 3500 HD. Now up to $8,000 off this June. If an SUV is the right call, Royal's got you covered with thousands off new Buicks, including up to $6,000 off Enclave, the 2026 Crossover King, and up to $2,500 off super fuel efficient 2026 Vistas. Now, starting at just $25,000. We all know every penny counts these days. That's why Royal has low fees and can find the right ride for you super fast so you can get back to taking care of business. No games, just straight over the plate pricing. See my friends at Royal for all the details on these deals and more. Where I-65 meets Highway 31 of Vestavia, online at royalautomotive.net. Remember, for every ride, there's Royal. E. Robinson at Vandy alum 02, who I believe played football at Vanderbilt, tweets this in. Back to this gambling dude. I'm with you at Cubelic in terms of possibly overlooking it if he clearly gives us the best chance to win. Until he throws a pick. Until he fumbles a snap. Until he misses an easy read. I'm questioning all of that.
That is a great point.
We have not thought about the fact of Braden Sorsby throws a slant. And let's just say it's a great play by the free safety. He knew what was coming. He had read it. He diagnosed it. But he steps right in front of it, and it looks bad. And it goes for a pick six. Even further, hypothetically, Texas Tech is up 31-21, and the spread was 10. And this happens with 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's hypothetically say Texas Tech is favored to win by 14. They're on the 10-yard line going in with 1.5 minutes left, and Braden Sorsby fumbles a shotgun snap right in his belly. Falls on it. They have to settle for a field goal.
Yep. Or they're maybe about 50 seconds left, and he busts out a 30-yard run. He could score a touchdown, or he can fall down at the one. Where
that decision there with him specifically, because now that's become the smart play.
Correct.
Oh man, 10 years ago we would have never thought the whole Trey Mason situation.
Mm-hmm.
He would have never thought of falling down. You're up 14, and you can go over or stay under in that situation, and he's got a free path to the end zone on a 35-yard touchdown run, and he slides at the 4.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. The angles.
Oh, boy.
The angles.
Here's a follow-up to all of that and all of those potential scenarios. Something similar to that. Or any big mistake in a game that could be contorted, twisted towards anything gambling with a line, a spread, a total, an over, an under. You putting him on podium after a game?
Nah. And that's the thing. He's the quarterback. So,
Brandon, you had an out route sail about 5 yards over the receiver's head in the end zone. Your totals over under for touchdowns was 3.5. You were at 3 when you missed that throw. Were you aware of what that number was?
And we said
that's when the SID just has to step in and say, we should have never done this, and we're not going to do this again. Thanks for playing.
And they said it would be more that it was irreparable harm if he wasn't playing college football.
Wait till that press conference.
But that's where we're putting him out there. That's where we're throwing him.
We don't know if they're going to put him out there yet. I would imagine no. Is the answer to that. So you're just basically not going to make a guy available for the whole year? Because we haven't even considered like the teammate trust is one thing there. Think about how many plays over the course of a game. I mean, he's going to touch the football on 95% of plays, if not more. How many individual plays are going to be able to be dissected as it pertains to his totals, a running back's totals, a receiver's totals, multiple receivers' totals, maybe multiple running back totals, team totals, yards, points, the total, the line of the game, the over-under of combined scores of a game.
Correct. Think of a misread on an RPO where you can say it's an honest mistake or, hey, why'd you give it here?
Brendan, I realized the odds were plus 15,000 for the first play of the game to be a pass, and it looked like a ball based on how the defensive end played it. You should have handed off. Did that ever enter your mind?
That's a gauntlet I would wish on any man.
And how many spreads, options, props are going to be taken off the board completely for Texas Tech this year?
Oh, man. It's going to be insane. I'm telling you, like,
I was already surprised to see how their odds changed yesterday. Because I would have almost thought that when he was named eligible again, that you would have just said, we're taking them off the board for right now.
Oh, no, Vegas is going to get theirs.
Yes and no. Usually when there are things that could be a little bit wonky, they just say, take it down.
They do.
Take it down. We don't need it. Here's what happened yesterday. Their odds to win the college football playoff went from 25-1 to 14-1. Their odds to win the Big 12 went from plus 105 or 21-20 to minus 150, 2-3.
Oh, that's
fairly significant.
Yeah.
Their win total went from 10.5 to 11. Sorsby's Heisman odds are back on the board at 18-1. Okay.
All right.
Because those people are going to vote him to win the Heisman. Right. Can I wager him not to win the Heisman? And what are my odds on that? Because even if he has a Cam Newton season, there are people that wouldn't vote for Cam, by God.
That is true. That is true.
But these Johnny do-gooders are going to vote that kid to win the Heisman Trophy.
Don't see that one happening.
That's going to happen. Whatever the odds are of Brendan Sorsby not winning the Heisman, regardless of stats, I would like to wager a lot of money on that.
Load it up.
And I don't really bet on sports anymore. So that would be one that I would love to get some action on.
Oh, 100%.
Because I can tell you all right now, it ain't happening. There's a better chance every Big 12 team comes out there before kickoff and sits down and says, we're not playing, than there is Brendan Sorsby winning the Heisman Trophy.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing, too. I understand a lot of the Big 12 officials are saying, like, we're probably not looking forward to scheduling Texas Tech. But the realistic possibility of them sitting out a football game are very slim to none. It's a great threat, but the realistic chances that happen.
Well, it also would be a costly threat.
Right. And I just don't see that happening.
John Wilner had something on that earlier, just laying out sort of the numbers. He used to work and cover the Pac-12, said he deleted a previous post on Big 12 math. Here's a very rough context. If schools were to seriously consider not playing Texas Tech and taking a haircut from ESPN Fox, TV deal year 2, $448 million. Football portion, $360 million. Football home games, $104. Money per home game, $3.5. Haircut for the 11 Texas Tech games, $40 million. So 40 of your $448 million gone.
Nah.
If you decided to say, we ain't doing that.
Nah.
But all it takes is another Cody Campbell from another school to step up and say, don't do it, I got you.
I'll cover it.
I don't know how many Big 12 schools have that guy.
I mean, TCU probably has a few. They just seem as though like they got a good.
They probably got it. Oak State's got it. BYU could find that money.
They could. But I think Baylor, I think it's in your best interest probably.
Baylor
Colorado.
Baylor could probably find that money. Colorado.
No, we'll schedule you 12 times. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in their best interest to do it.
Yeah.
Arizona, maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't think you want to have to make that ask when you're going to have to turn around a couple weeks later and ask for more NIL money.
Correct.
Alex Page asked the question, if Sorsby balls out and is a Heisman consideration, could he make it to New York? He could make it to New York, but he ain't winning it.
He ain't winning it. Get the glitz and the glamour.
It's the stuffiest award in sports.
100%.
Next to baseball writers inducting players into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, boy.
It is the most look at me vote in sports. And if you think that sports writers are on their high horse with some of the articles they write, wait till they get to vote on somebody who has past discretions with the Heisman.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it to
never
New
win
York either. That package they would have for him, I don't think it would be too beneficial for anybody involved.
German JP, obviously not the biggest issue here, but does this mean that none of the gambling companies can reasonably offer any action on any tech games this season at all? Already offering it. You can already get it.
Ain't going to stop them.
No.
No one man is going to stop that.
Yeah, I mean, now I do think that maybe his props will probably be closely looked at.
Yeah.
Maybe by more than just them. But
yeah, I feel like there's some three-letter organizations that may be taking a peek on what's going on in Vegas.
Greg Skipworth tweets in, Texas Tech President Board of Regents could step in and declare Sorsby ineligible at their school. That is one thing that folks are not really talking about, I don't believe, is that they actually could step in and make this go away. But that goes back to what we referenced earlier in the show of where is Texas Tech in all of this. They haven't necessarily said things loudly. They haven't said things as far as what their support is, how much they're supporting it. Just basically that they're behind Brendan Sorsby and they're going to try to help him get better. But as far as what they're doing for him legally, what they want out of this legally, I asked the question when this first thing came, like, what does Texas Tech want? I think I've asked 3 different guests on the show there. It's pretty apparent what they want now. They want Brendan Sorsby eligible. They want him playing football for them. So, yeah, they could make it go away, but they don't want to because they want to win. And, you got a guy behind it that's putting up all the money for it. Therefore, he's going to get his way. And that's what's going to happen. That's how it's going to be. 800-239-9569. You want to get in. Brendan Sorsby situation. What does this mean for college football? How do you view Texas Tech now? I haven't heard from anybody there. How different is your opinion of Texas Tech now than it was 24 hours ago? Might not be different at all. Is it different? JP also tweeting, would it be helpful if former Tech players now in the NFL like Mahomes would come out and denounce all this? Would that carry more weight than folks like the Nebraska AD? It wouldn't carry more weight than Cody Campbell.
Nope. Like Patrick Mahomes is a multi-millionaire. Cody Campbell is a billionaire. You don't want to go
I also don't think their donations are close to equal when it comes to the school.
Nah.
So I think Mahomes carries weight there. I think he can move the meter, but Cody Campbell is the meter.
Correct.
He has the power switch to the meter.
Yeah. He's
Rod tweets in, Penn State was a huge heel turn along with Joe Pa. This is fair. Heel turn on, but that's heel turn feels intentional. Like you know what you're going to do. You're going to the dark side.
Right. That situation was a little.
Yeah.
That was completely different.
That was not. That was more of an unraveling than a turn.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I do have a question though. Like, as a football player, from what you've seen of Brendan Sorsby, it does. How good is Brendan Sorsby as a quarterback? From what you have seen,
he's a good quarterback. He's a tough kid. He's a bit of a gamer. Got great mobility. He throws a nice ball. He's not the most accurate quarterback. Better in certain systems, but he's a really good quarterback in college football. I think he can be an NFL starter. I don't see him being an elite NFL starter, but he's got skills, man. Like he's got good skill. I will say this. I do think all of the noise is a little more than what I see as a player. Like he's not Joe Burrow.
Correct.
He's not Cam Newton. I mean, he might not even be Bryce Young as far as college quarterback. Not that Bryce Young is a bad thing or place to be. Like he was an excellent college quarterback.
Question: if he was in the SEC right now, who would you take him over? That presumably all the QB1s.
Like where would he rank?
Where would he rank? Would you take John Mateer or Brendan Sorsby?
Mateer.
Would you take Lenore Sellers or Brendan Sorsby?
Lenore's ceiling is so much higher.
Right. Would you take Byron Brown or Brendan Sorsby?
It's a push. I might take Brown. They're about the same.
Okay.
Alabama, I don't know. I'd probably take him over Marcel Reed. That's just me, though. No, a lot of people not going to be on board with that. I would take Trinidad over him. I would take Gunnar Stockton over him.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Simmons, I can't answer because of the health. I just need to see a little bit more. Healthy Sam Levitt, I'm taking over Brendan Sorsby.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And that's probably it. I mean, I'm taking Sorsby over Kamario Taylor. So the rest are going to be freshmen or new starters. We don't know. I mean, I'm taking Arch over Brendan Sorsby.
Facts.
So, I mean, he's probably upper middle of the pack.
Right.
Like 6th or 7th, something like that.
And see, that's why I'm kind of like Morton was okay.
He was fine for
he
what
was
they
fine
needed.
for what they needed. He
wasn't going to win him a game.
Right, and
I do think Sorsby's a little more crafty, a little more gamer-ish.
Gotcha.
He's got a little more moxie to him than Baron Morton did. Morton was a little more. He didn't have as live of an arm, and I don't think he was as mobile. Like, and when I say mobile, I mean like nimble, like able to avoid pressure, make a throw on the run. Like he didn't have that kind of stuff. Not to the extent that Sorsby's tough, dude. Like he'll put his head down and try to run you over.
Yeah. But like
he'll make 80 bets on the first pitch of a game. I mean, he's mentally tough.
That is true.
I don't have that in me. I'm not dumb enough to do that.
Go to a Cincinnati Reds game and doing balls and strikes. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
There are decisions made.
He is a very good college quarterback. Is he elite? No. And won't be. Not going to be. But he's got skill. Definitely has skill. It's a fair question, though, because I do agree. I think where you're going, I would agree with you that all of the noise has propped him up as being better than he is. Also, too, that system aids quarterback, and I think the system limits quarterback a little bit as well. Like they kind of do what they do. It's a quarterback-friendly system that relies on a lot of dink and dunk, and it's going to give you opportunities down the field, and that's where I thought, Baron Morton struggled a little bit, and he struggled under pressure, where Sorsby might be a little bit better than that. Here's what happens, though. A lot of times when we've seen this before, when you get your guy, when they get their guy, it's incrementally better. And when people overpay for a guy, he's automatically incrementally better.
Mm-hmm.
See no further than Xavier Chaplin and Mason Murphy at Auburn last year. Like, look how tackle. Better than the tackles they had, didn't make them great tackles. I mean, it's just the reality of it. But when a school goes and gets what's deemed to be their guy, like they target him, they get him, they beat everybody else for him, and then especially if they overpay for him, all of a sudden it's look how whatever.
Like Jackson Arnold. Sorry.
I mean, that was just listen to our show. That's all I'll say. I mean, we tried to warn you.
Throwing the football was a challenge.
No, letting go of the football was a challenge. But again, that was their guy.
Correct.
And they overpaid for him.
And now he's at UNLV.
We'll see. All right, back with more right after this. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Just a wild day in college football yesterday with everything that went back and forth. All the call-outs, discussions, references to not playing certain teams, conferences saying that they're not going to play. And you go back to what Matt Hayes brought up about the college football playoff and could they make that decision? I mean, keep in mind, they essentially made that decision against Florida State because their quarterback was hurt. Could that committee then – the problem would be if Texas Tech's undefeated and you're just judging the teams on how good they are, you were at least able to say this is minus that quarterback. And it was a couple games before that. I get it. But that would be a different task, I think, to say that. To say, okay, we're not putting you in because we don't believe he should be playing. It wouldn't have as much to do with the performance maybe that you had seen. But where does this go next? I do not think – I do think that we look at this and we say that there is some finality to this. It's still a temporary injunction.
Right.
And as Pete Thamel told us earlier in the show, the NCAA is going to counter this. What does that happen? I did see a Texas litigator and appellate lawyer, Christopher Crodeville, shared this via Twitter yesterday. As a veteran Texas litigator who has fought my share of TRO-TI battles. Is that like
the
rap battles with TI? Several things to be aware of regarding temporary injunction order issues to allow Brendan Sorsby to play for Texas Tech this season. 1, the temporary injunction obtained by Sorsby is valid through the date of trial. So by setting the trial date for after the college football season ends, the Lubbock County State District Court effectively awards Sorsby ultimate relief. He can play the full season under the TI, excluding only the first 2 games carved out in the text of the TI order. In Texas, a TI is subject to immediate interlocutory appeal.
Huh?
Yeah, I may have butchered that. The appeal will go to the 7th Court of Appeals in Amarillo, Texas. Problem with the appeal is that even an accelerated appeal of the TI order is likely to take at least 9 to 12 months.
Okay.
Meaning the college football season will be long order before the Amarillo Court of Appeals affirms or vacates the TI. The only way the interlocutory appeal of the TI order gets resolved before the college football season ends is if the Amarillo Court of Appeals orders expedited briefings and decides the appeal on the papers without oral argument. But even such an expedited appeal is likely to run well into the college football season. At bottom, as Diego Pavia and now Brendan Sorsby illustrate, these sort of emergency injunctive proceedings are a huge problem for the NCAA. Hometown judges, parentheses, in Texas elected at the county level, err on the side of granting the TI to allow key player to play for hometown U. And the college football season is much shorter than the appellate process. So the preliminary ruling on the emergency injunction effectively decides the entire case and, if granted, allows a player to play a full season. So per this guy, Christopher Crodeville, he playing.
Correct. So Amarillo by morning. Is that what you're saying? Like, if we can get this done, but it's got to be.
He's saying even if it's expedited, you're talking middle of the season, late in the season. And that's one thing we said yesterday. Keep in mind, there's still months before college football season begins.
Correct.
According to Christopher, that doesn't matter.
Wow.
And it doesn't look like it will get done. I don't remember the Pavia timeline on injunction ruling. I felt like it was quick, but I don't know. I also feel like the NCAA threw their hands up on that one.
Correct.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, just
play again. You're probably good for us to have you out there.
right.
People paying attention to another team.
Not
Good.
JUCO.
Just go for it.
Who cares?
It doesn't count.
Right. But what does?
Gambling doesn't count.
It's crazy. It's crazy because like if you're Brendan Sorsby, like you are under a microscope, and you're also in a bubble. Like you're in a disadvantage of, okay, I'm about to be the most polarizing player at this school during this time. Like any question that comes my way, like there has to be like some sort of barrier around him. Like he's going to be under such scrutiny for, like we were talking about the prop bets in the last segment. It's, man, every decision that you make from this point forward is going to be absolutely magnified.
Their SID is that GIF of the dude sitting there sweating, just pouring sweat right now. Like he's just sitting there.
I'm fine. It's like every decision that he makes, anything that he says, like, man, I don't know if it's working.
I don't think we understand how much so many individual plays, moves, decisions, outcomes of him on the field this year, the level that they're going to be scrutinized.
Correct.
I don't think he has any idea of that.
There's no way he does.
If he had an FU coach in his corner right now, he would be like, hey, listen, man, every zone read you pull or throw, every route you throw or don't throw, every incompletion, every completion. And because of how things can be wagered, every decision can be used against him in the court of public opinion.
Correct.
Every single decision.
Every single one.
Why did he pull the ball and run it there? Oh, his total rushing was 58.
Fair or unfair?
Yeah, but the pass rush broke him down. The protection wasn't. No. He wasn't at his total rushing yet.
Exactly.
Why did he run out of bounds right there? I mean, I know they're trying to save clock at the end of the game, but he's still under his 62 rushing yards for the game.
Boom. There's always going to be an angle.
Always. Because you can bet both sides of everything. I don't think there's no way they can put him on podiums after games.
I would.
Can't do it.
I would.
It's not that you wouldn't. You literally can't.
You can't.
Because every writer who covers this team is going to be a gambling expert now. And they're going to look at all these props, all these lines, all these over-unders, everything. I mean, things that may have never been, and I can say this because in the UFL, we did our little gambling segment before every game. We had to pick wagers. Like, there are things to wager on that I don't even know about.
Anytime touchdown.
I threw a Hail Mary like towards the end of the year because I was way behind a couple other folks. And there was a wager that you could make. I actually thought it was that the game was tied. I don't even tell you what I thought it was. It was labeled weird. But essentially what it was that the combined score was the same at halftime, same in the first half and the second half.
Okay, I got you.
So like 26 and 26. Didn't matter what the two scores were. But I had to hit that to win the wager. And it was like plus 1,500.
Right. It's a long shot.
And I thought I was betting on something totally different, by the way. When I turned it in, my producer was like, you realize you're betting on this and this. I'm like, no, but just leave it. Who cares? It's not my money. It's y'all's money. I'm not putting my money up for this. I could care less.
It's crazy.
But like to your point, there are going to be little things like that these people can go dissect and say, you know that this was this, right? And you did that.
Yeah.
And I'd love to say, and he had no idea about it, but chances are he probably does know about it. Probably knows exactly what
he probably stays away from it, but yeah, he knows it's there. He knows it's there.
I'm not going to say probably to that.
God almighty. I'm telling you, think about the basic hitch route on the first week that he finally gets a chance to play and he like airmails it or throws a duck. He's got
it's like Robinson brought up earlier. Not even that, his teammates.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like we've ran this hitch route 600 times.
Imagine a team that they're favored to beat by 24 starts making a late third quarter comeback. I don't care what he's done. Just they start coming back. And all of a sudden they're down 21. All of a sudden they're down 17. All of a sudden they're down 10.
Yeah.
There will be questions.
100%.
There will be questions.
Hero ball.
And here's where it gets worse. All those things we just talked about, what happens when his wide receiver's at that podium after the game? What happens when his left tackle's at that podium after the game? What happens when one of the guys on defense is at the podium after the game? Who he hadn't even talked to all week.
Correct. So how are you feeling?
You realize that you guys were favored by 21 and you were up 24. And after those 2 late touchdowns you gave up that you guys actually didn't cover the spread. Some JUCO linebacker. Like, bro, what?
So what was your
trying to make some tackles?
What was your
quarterback's
What was your quarterback's reaction to that incomplete pass?
Ooh.
Yeah. What were you thinking on defense when Brennan threw that interception? Oh, boy.
That.
I'm telling you, they're coming. They're coming.
You get his center up there after the game. What was the conversation like between you and Brennan when he dropped that snap that was right in his belly button? With the game on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Why are we slide protection this way?
Now that's a whole different conversation right there. A couple more interesting tweets coming in. You guys have some questions. Phones were lighting up there. We couldn't get to them. 800-239-9569. We'll wrap it up right after this. A lot of questions to be answered here on this Brendan Sorsby situation. 9:53 Tuesday, June 9th on Jocks. A lot of heat coming this summer. A lot of heat on Texas Tech right now. We asked you earlier in the show, how has your opinion changed just on Texas Tech in general? Pete Moss tweets in, Sorsby's eligibility doesn't change my opinion of Texas Tech, confirms it. Red Raiders like the Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby. Okay.
Pretty much.
Some people might be okay with that. I'm not saying that Pete is saying he's okay with that, but some people might just, they're trying to win. Do what you got to do. Manipulate the system. Hey, we've done it with the redshirt rule. We've done it with the transfer portal. We've done it with NIL, pay for play. We did it with collectives. They're just working the system. Is there room for that? Is there room to say they're working the system like everybody else have? This is the new underbelly. Finding the judge that will rule in your favor locally.
Yeah, and if you got any billionaires that support your school, get in line with them.
Long summer of heat and humidity ahead. Keep your home and family comfortable with America's most reliable HVAC brand, Train. And to help, Trane is offering a $1,350 rebate on select home comfort systems. Learn more. Find a comfort specialist near you at Trane.com. It's hard to stop a Trane. I just think the post-game press conference portion of this is fascinating.
Well, it's going to be insane.
I heard somebody yesterday say, I was listening to a couple podcasts about this, and they're like, I guess we won't know until Big 12 Media Days when Texas Tech brings him there. And I'm like, y'all have lost your mind.
Nah.
Nobody's signing up for that.
No.
That's a negative.
No.
Texas Tech Sports Information Department just pouring sweat right now.
100%.
Holy hell, we got to deal with this.
So who are we sending out there?
I guess 8 more months of this.
Yeah. And I mean,
and as you stated, it doesn't matter who you send out there because they're going to get asked about it.
Oh, 100%. Joey McGuire.
Have y'all talked about this? Have you talked to him about his gambling habits? Do you think he's really finished gambling?
Yeah. There's a lot of prepared statements.
What did Brennan say on the sideline after that interception?
Yeah. What was the locker room like when you got the ruling? Did y'all have a meeting? Like, Joey McGuire's going to stare all of this in the face for the rest of the season.
Funny how we've completely forgotten about scheduling Texas now.
Some other things need to work out. Yeah. You can holler Texas is scared, but I think they might have dodged a bullet in this situation.
Funny how that non-con Texas game's just gone to the back burner.
Absolutely. Texas had nothing to lose. Who would have thought? And again, we were supposed to be in here talking about Omaha and how Alabama and Troy are going to win the national championship up there in the College World Series. Thanks a lot, Brendan. Thanks a lot, Texas Tech. Thanks a lot, NCAA.
Where are we on scheduling that game against Texas?
You try week 1 or week 2 now. They're gonna be out. They're gonna be out a player. We got room.
It's completely gone now. Guys, we're busy.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
It's funny when you puff your chest out. Just be careful what might be coming next. Greg's back tomorrow. We'll have this covered in detail. 3-man front will discuss it next right here on Jocks.